morning, everyone. Welcome to Mornings with the Focus. We got Justin Walters joining us this morning. I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. Look, we got Game 3 of the NBA Finals later this evening. So if you guys have been following along, with the Focus TV on social media, it means we'll have our Game 3 recap, shortly thereafter. The conclusion of tonight's game is a chance to jump in some of the press conferences and whatnot, get some sound, and then we'll get on here and talk to you guys about what happened following the conclusion of Game 3. That said, that means this morning, since the game's tonight, this morning, look, man, there's not a ton to discuss. The series is 1-1. It has shifted to Boston. Games 3 and 4 are in Boston. Boston has essentially stolen home court to this point. But again, it's just 1-1. Pivotal Game 3. Looking forward to tonight and looking forward to talking with you all following tonight's Game 3. So yesterday, Justin and I, took a look, or a stab rather, at breaking down the league's quarterbacks in the tiers. Today, I don't know if it's a tougher job or not, but running back, a position that's often overlooked and never valued properly, unless you have one of the very good ones. And then on the opposite end, when you don't have any of them, that's when you kind of figure out where they stand for you. But some of the better teams in the league, they hold a lot of value for. That said, we can get into breaking down these tiers. So Jesse led the way yesterday, saying today, where do you want to start at with the tiers? What are the groups we're putting them in? And then we'll start throwing names around like we did yesterday. Tell me the names. We'll put them up on screen, and then, we'll get to shuffling some things around as we go.
All right, so tier 1, we got elite / all pro, or just elite, it's fine. Muted.
Yeah.
Went back to mute.
I double clicked it, my fault. But yeah, so we got elite. And what's the next tier after that?
We got I put lead dog / game changer.
Okay.
Then we got high level starter.
Okay.
We got average starter / above average contributor, however you want to put it.
All right.
And then 5 is just the rest. NFL players.
All right.
But
where we starting at? Like I said, throw out the names, and then we'll move things around.
We'll definitely be going to be a lot of adjusting going on. You won't. You might not. All right. So tier 1 for now. Obviously, we'll definitely discuss it, man. I got in no specific order. I got Mixon.
And Mixon? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
McCaffrey. Cook.
Okay.
Taylor.
All right.
Kamara. And I put this guy as a 1/2, but I'm a hater, so I put Henry.
Yeah, you are a Derrick Henry hater. All right.
Yeah, I am.
Knowing is half the battle. That's fine. But yeah, you definitely are.
I mean, hey man, if I draft my team, I want to complete a pass to my running back here and there.
But why? Go ahead.
All right, tier 2, I got Chubb.
Ooh, okay.
I got Hunt.
Okay.
Now we got Aaron Jones.
Okay.
Najee Harris.
Gotcha.
Missed some. Oh, Barkley.
Oh boy. All right.
That's all I have for 2.
Okay. Who's in the high level starter group?
All right, we got. That's it.
Javonte Williams.
Okay.
We got Eckler.
Some left for Austin Eckler. All right.
We got Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
Got James Robinson.
Yep.
David Montgomery. I went deep, man. I probably got mad at way too many names, so you can stop me anytime.
You good?
I got Swift.
Okay.
AJ Dillon.
All right.
Leonard Fournette.
Okay.
Cam Akers.
Good old Cam.
And then I got you could finish. You could go. I put Tony Pollard and Melvin Gordon, but I got them as 3/4.
All right. We'll deal with where they go, but as of right now, originally that's where you had them. No problem.
All right. Tier 4, we got. Yeah, but yeah. All right, well, we got a couple in 4 that I might want in 3. So, well, I got Zeke.
All right.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Got Miles Sanders, who I could see in 3. So we'll discuss that after.
All right.
We got Gibson from Washington.
Gotcha.
Damian Harris. We got Clyde Edwards.
All right. Edwards Hilaire. All right.
Got Travis Etienne. He hasn't played yet, but let's see.
That's kind of you.
Yeah. Khalil Herbert.
Oh yeah. All right.
Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins.
Okay.
James Conner. It's not being real. I mean, it's not hating. It's just observing football. Chase Edmonds.
All right.
Got Elijah Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
We got Michael Carter.
All right.
Hey, what's his name? Mostert.
Okay.
Hey. What's his name? Stevenson from the Patriots. Roger Stevenson.
Yeah. Since yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
You about to have people mad at this list. Y'all keep in mind it's all Justin. Wilson hasn't done anything yet.
We got to move some people. All right.
So it went straight
All
to
right.
Zeke's in the average, huh? All right. Who'd you have after Mostert?
Mostert, I had Stevenson, Ramondre Stevenson.
Okay. Yep, Sid's looking good now.
Cordero Patterson.
Hey.
He's a weird one. I don't know. Yeah, he's weird. I don't know. Rashad Penny.
All right.
Hey, we're getting along here. We'll go Kenyan Drake.
Okay.
And then I got I had Walker, Kenneth Walker. I actually had Brees Hall in 3, but I held off on that. So maybe we just put him down here with them.
You had Brees Hall where? A high level starter?
Yeah, we'll keep him down there with average starter. He ain't done that yet. So.
Okay.
I do think it's gonna be good though. But
All right. All right, and then
is that in parentheses? I just got the rest of that rookie class. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I just got all those guys. You know what? Dalvin Cook's brother, Brian
Gotcha.
Robinson, and then I got Sermon in there with that group.
Okay.
Yeah, just all those rookies.
Okay. And then you just have the rest. We're not listing people for the rest.
I got some people, but they ain't. I mean, we don't have to. If it's up to you.
All right, where you want to start adjusting things at? We can start with that first group, right? So I know for me personally, I don't understand why Nick Chubb's on the outside looking in of elite.
I mean, him and that's for the same reason that him.
Or are you counting them as a group?
I mean, Chubb can be there because I mean, as a runner, I think I'd take Chubb before I take Henry, but I just gave Henry the Achiever Award. So I don't hate it. I'm not an anti-Chubb.
Right, I'm moving Chubb up. He doesn't belong with the rest of the people in his group.
Yeah, Tier 2 is a weird group.
Yeah, that boy been carrying and producing over there. I'm sure Bengals fans are excited. You got Mixon in there. Mixon, McCaffrey, Dalvin, Jonathan Taylor for sure. Alvin Kamara, of course.
I think Taylor, Henry, and Chubb are very kind of in a similar type of running back kind of group. So they're more running types. So, but they're really good at it. So I guess that's the
I guess my thing for them is they're so good at that part of it. I don't care about the passing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Where like some of the other guys, if you take away the passing, it's like, I mean,
right.
I mean, their ability to receive is kind of like, so what else do you do here?
Right.
So I wouldn't want to. I get what you're saying, but like at least for me personally, I can't like fully penalize him if like you're elite at literally just running the ball. Like I can't get mad at you from a production standpoint. If defenses are literally key to slowing you down, even though they know there's only one way you can hurt them, I give you some love for it. And then the other guys, like you said, those are the guys that do a little bit of everything. The full 3-down guys, right? Where I think the full package is what makes up for some of it.
Right. So 250-pound Najee might be a little rough here, but
oh no. So did you see the clip?
Joking.
Did you see his clip talking about like that's what I played at last year?
Right. Yeah.
He was like, I got listed at 232, but during the year, man, I was 240 something. So if it's really only 2 pounds heavier, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we'll find out what it ends up looking like. But if that's what he played at, then I mean,
if you don't see him trying to hurdle people, then you know that.
Yeah, then we know something's up, right?
Right.
He said Mixon is the only guy he feels iffy with.
I think the way the backs are set up right there, you have Mixon is maybe a little more projection, but you could see where he was starting to become a bigger part of that offense towards the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if they gave him the ball at the end of the Super Bowl, they would have won. So I just, I think it's a mixture of talent and skill, like what he can do and what you've seen him do, and I think it's just going to keep getting better. But I mean, again, I can't argue any of that.
This is a little bit more projection. Do you want to slide him down to top of the lead dog game changer?
I just feel like,
or do you just feel like what is the traits or his skill level? He belongs with the rest of those guys.
I feel like if we move him to 2, then I guess he's just the top of 2.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, those other guys have a better track record.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. So like for Mixon, he's kind of like, to me, it's kind of like it's not too much different than Aaron Jones. It's kind of on the team to use him more, but they can do everything. Like I can't get mad at them as a whole, but like production wise, like the other dudes in that role kind of been doing it already.
Right, they're proving elite. He's on his way, hopefully.
Yeah, if they can understand that, if they give him the ball, good things happen. But I think like that's where him and Aaron Jones are, and that's kind of where if Dayball can accidentally use Saquon correctly, you can do some things,
right?
Right. And I think the only reason, like, it's not a trait thing, it's just the teams haven't done it with those guys yet. Where the other guys, they've been doing it already. Like Dalvin's been used how Dalvin should have been used since he got there. Same thing with McCaffrey, and then Kamara, of course. And then look, that group is like 3 of 3 of split down the middle with those types of guys, right? You got Taylor, Henry, and Chubb. You got McCaffrey, Cook, and Kamara. So, and again, this is however we have them listed is not in order. Just a reminder, it's not in order. Just getting the names out. All right, so lead dog game changer. We got Mixon, Kareem Hunt, Aaron Jones, Najee, and Saquon. So, am I wrong for wanting to put Swift up there?
I feel like doing that is the same as,
or I gotta wait.
Why Mixon's not in the league. But I'm a big
Devontae
Swift.
Okay,
not Devontae Swift. DeAndre Swift.
Okay, that's fair though. Like you said, this. So like, we doing this again next year after the season. If he comes in this year, stays healthy, handles his business, the production should warrant it without an issue.
Right. I think from that high level starter down, it's like you're dealing with like 3 and 4 are kind of throw them up in the air and who gets the most, who gets more touches and who doesn't get the touches on their specific team. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because I think there's some guys in 4 that we could probably argue belong in 3 or vice versa.
Yeah, and there's also some guys in 4 that I would throw in
that may belong in 5. So
yeah. There's a couple of those guys in there, but no, I think that's fine, and I'm cool with the first 2 groups.
Right,
and then Javonte for sure, Eckler, Josh Jacobs, Robinson, Montgomery, and I like how that group has some guys that aren't household names, but we've seen thus far what they can do, and looking forward to what they can do going forward.
I think there was a point where I thought Jacobs was on his way to being a 2, but it kind of stalemated a little. Like I don't know, just something happened where they stopped using him as much, and even they didn't pick up his option. So there's something maybe that keeps him in 3.
No, I think that's fair where he's at. And then Robinson, that's not his fault really. Like anything that happened with the Jags last year, like I gotta throw it, just throw it out the window. So for me, it's kind of like coming off the year he had 2 seasons ago. Like he was rolling, right? Dave Montgomery, another solid guy where he needs to end up somewhere where he can do what he needs to do.
Right.
I think that would go a long way. I don't like AJ Dillon there.
No, I think I wasn't an AJ Dillon fan, but I think the way they used him last year, and I think the way it looks like they're trying to use him is you're going to get a lot more. Me and Gamble talked about last night was that offense is going to be where, like how Ingram and Kamara were, or how were even different because he's more of a power guy. But seeing the way they had the confidence to really run that offense through him and let Aaron Jones play receiver, play be more of a weapon. Again, that's a guy that Aaron Rodgers would trust throwing the ball to as he gets used to these receivers. But I can see it either way. But I'm just saying, I think
I get that
the way they're viewing him.
I get that because we gave Hunt the nod to be where he was, and it's kind of Chubb's show over there. Obviously, Hunt's done it as the guy already before, so I think that's fair. Then, and I get that. Cam Akers, when healthy, has been kind of nice. So,
I think Cam Akers is just not same, but similar to Jacobs. I think Akers, Swift, Jacobs, they can work their way into the next tier. But we just need a season. We need a full season.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's really fair. All right, so I'll leave that group alone.
I may have been too high on Pollard. The flashes get me, but then the more I think about it, is just like, how much different is he than the 49ers back? Or the rotation. I'm saying, like, some of the different splash guys on different teams that get in there and get touched. Maybe not 49ers backs, but
for the sake of being messy, we're gonna put him right there.
you flip them over.
I can't believe Melvin Gordon is ahead of Zeke.
Hey, he's better. I mean, I think Melvin Gordon's a good back. I think it's just he's in a spot where he's just next to another guy who they believe is the future.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Look, man. Zeke's.
Plus,
I don't know, man.
This running back's one of those positions where when you hit a certain age and you're not the guy like a Derrick Henry where you get your second contract, third, whatever, like, you can be really good, and a lot of these guys get moved around. So, like, you're looking at it, you're like, how nobody's picking this guy up? But whenever they go somewhere, they're going to get carries because that's how good they are. But no one's going to commit to them because they're 27, 28, 29. Because I think that's where Melvin Gordon's at. Like, the rest of his career is going to be like these 1 and 2 year 1 year deals of, okay, go somewhere. Now he's getting a bunch of carries and he's always on the field. Like, there's a bunch of who does that? I mean, it's a better version of like what's his name? Went to South Carolina, Mike Davis, like those type of guys that they end up somewhere and then they're getting tons of carries for no reason.
No, you're right. I definitely get that. But yeah, there.
I could see him an average starter though too. I'm not saying that he could be at the top of the average starter because he's not starting. So I get that too.
Yeah, man, that's Dallas's issue. I don't know. Like, I don't even think Zeke is washed. I just don't think, like, there's no like variance in how they use him.
And, I mean, you can say that with all the Dallas guys.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of most of it. Is like in their mind, like they're still using him how they used him when he was 22 or something, and the line he had when he was 22 isn't there. Those aren't the same things. You can't use them the same way.
And they turning him into this grinding.
Yeah.
Only thing he can do is in between. That's why when you watch Dallas, Pollard looks so much more flashy than Zeke because it's just a different movement skill, different movement type. Like, Zeke's a solid back. He's getting you 3-4 yards of carry and that type of thing. But they feed him into the line as if he's like an A.J. Dillon, like one of those bigger power backs. But he didn't make his name off just power. Like, power is one part of his game, but he's not that plunge right in the middle, and he's gonna drive by people and like he finishes his runs. He's a strong back, but I think again Dallas' offense puts him in a weird position. I agree with that too, Sid. Yeah. I think you're muted again, Will.
I think what Dallas ended up doing with Zeke, and obviously not the same back, but I'm just talking about the role they had to play. A couple of years ago when Coleman was on the Niners, they had a whole bunch of just fast dudes. He had to take the L of being the dude who had to be the power dude. Right. One of you dudes got to run straight up the middle, and he took the L of it. Like, he was the dude that drew the short straw. Oh, you're the biggest and heaviest, so hey, You're the quote unquote power back. You're the battering ram up the middle for you, buddy. Where previous stops is get outside and bounce. Like he never got slower, but you're gonna look slower and everything else when you're going up the middle and taking hits that you weren't really. That's not what you're here to be doing. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, Pollard's gonna look so much more explosive when you get to go do the explosive. You get the explosive runs.
Right.
Like, right. Running up the middle ain't for everybody. Ezekiel wasn't even that type of dude to begin with. Like, he could, but nah. What made him special was he's a dude that could get outside. And, you know, when that time came, oh, yeah, I can run through your face.
Right.
You know? Oh, you're going to have some problems taking me down. But, you know, they got things a little flipped. And I think that has a lot to do with it as much as anything. And for the same reason, it's kind of why I couldn't put Pollard ahead of him because you only really – what other type of way do you get busy?
Right.
You know, we don't know what you look like without, you know, Zeke taking the L for you being a battering ram. Like, I don't know.
Right.
I have no idea. Yeah, Miles Sanders is another guy where hopefully he can take a jump if, you know, his team just gives him the ball. So you're only got to figure that out.
Right.
He's a dynamic playmaker. Antonio Gibson, I think he's one of those guys where them getting Brian Robinson talking about Washington to help a little bit. Hey, go do some more of that. Like kind of how you're talking about with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon.
Right. Right. Same thing I was thinking. Yep.
Go do some, you know, go be explosive out there on the perimeter. Go catch some passes. Do some fun, you know, freaky athleticism type things. And, you know, when we need, you know, 3 yards on 3rd and 1, we're going to hand it off to the guy who played running back his entire life.
Right. Right.
You know, Clyde, same thing. He just needs to be healthy. He's like, to me, he's kind of like in that Dobbins boat. Stay healthy. We get a chance to see what you can really become. I think health has been the biggest deterrent for those guys. Because of all the people that are in here, I get it. So I'm gonna let them breathe. I'm gonna leave them alone again. Got to throw away. I got to throw away the first year of the dumpster fire that was Urban Meyer as head coach. So I can't get mad at you. You didn't draft yourself there. And we'll see what, you know, Peterson does with him.
Right.
Might have a defined role and use him correctly. I think Khalil Herbert doesn't get enough credit. He's a problem. James Conner had a solid year last year. You know, once he got going. Edmonds is definitely one of those guys. I don't even know if he's the best back on the team.
Right. Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? So
had some big games last year, though. They had a good season especially. I think so much of it was unexpected.
Mm-hmm. But I think like that's the thing, right? I think some of it was one, nobody expected him to play, so he exceeded expectations, obviously, for a 6th round pick for sure. Kid is definitely talented. However, again, you know, been talking to you off of recordings and whatnot. I don't expect him to be the bell cow. With where I think the offense is going. I think, you know, the other guy in that draft might, you know, have a bigger say in some things, and the guy who got drafted this year, I think it'll be a little bit different, but we shall see. But like you said, is average starter contributor, so he's fine being there. Carter for sure. Mostert, the thing with him is just health.
Right.
My God, it's just been health. What did he do? I don't think he did anything. So I'm not, like I said, I talk to Justin all the time about this. Sid, if you kind of like, and it's hard to do, but like with their draft classes, if you kind of go look at their draft classes and look at them as being for the following year, it kind of syncs up a little bit better. I think what happened to Trey was he wasn't supposed to play last year. I don't think any of them kids was supposed to play last year. And because of injuries, you know, for him and company stay healthy, we wasn't supposed to see Trey. We damn sure weren't going to see Elijah. Again, I don't think we're supposed to see any member of that draft class last year because they were for this year.
Sid wants to know how you rank them for carries. Who's going to get how the touches are going to go for this year.
Oh man, I mean honestly, dog, I think what's the coach going to come eat their carries? For me, I think it might be TDP, Sermon, and Elijah, where Elijah's at the 3rd down back routinely.
That's Davis Price.
Yeah. So I think
Sermon.
it's gonna be TDP, Sermon, and I don't know what the split's gonna be with TDP and Sermon, but I do know out of watching all of them play, TDP is the one who seems the most comfortable in this scheme in terms of what they're gonna ask him to do. Because they want dudes who put their foot in the ground and go. Both Elijah, I think Elijah's vision kind of jacks up some of what he's supposed to do. He'll go, but he don't see everything clearly. Then Sermon, I just think they had to go with the dude last year who could be explosive with Jimmy under center, because you don't get explosives with Jimmy. The explosives have to come through the run game. And with Sermon kind of like in the pick and choose, like he has good vision, but he kind of takes his time before he hits the hole or whatever. And if you're not getting explosives out the pass game, bro, you can't even afford that. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? So I think this is a little bit different. So yeah, I don't think Trey gonna be running that much. And also like, hey,
Jeff Wilson is like the Boston Scott of the Eagles, and that one receiver the Eagles never cut. Like that's where Jeff Wilson's always on the team at some point.
Yeah,
100 yards one game.
Okay, and I wish him the best. I don't know if he makes the roster.
No,
I'm dead serious. I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't know if Jeff or Hasty makes the roster. It might be the three kids and what's the other dude? The Jordan Mason kid from Georgia Tech. It might be them three and him.
Gotcha.
Just because of like what's it called? Elijah can't catch. Catches pretty well, but you weren't able to do that last year because you needed someone to run outside the tackles, needed somebody to run in that wide zone, and then somebody else don't throw the running backs. But we're not gonna name people. It's cool. It's what it is. But yeah, I wouldn't take last year as an indictment on anything for any rookie that plays for Kyle, because the rookies aren't supposed to play.
Right.
Honestly, like the only reason Brandon played was because George and Debo died that year.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon had to play. Like he was like, man, like even last year, dude was like, yeah, Brandon was forced to play. That's why he didn't know how to practice to our standards. Damn. Okay. All right. Oh, Brandon's in his doghouse. Not just, boy, don't believe in rookies playing. Like you got to be dumb special as a rookie to play. Like y'all remember Debo's rookie year. It took a minute before Debo got to be in Debo. Took a little bit. So, I wouldn't trip too much, but that's why also you can't put none of them dudes in any group higher than that because it's by committee. It's gonna be. I like that you have Kenyan Drake in here. I feel like my man doesn't get enough credit for what he does at all. I like Ramondre Stevenson too. I like the Patriots group of backs as a whole. Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker. You felt super comfortable putting them in there.
I like Breece Hall. I like Breece Hall. I think Breece Hall reminds me, his run style is a lot like Mixon. And it's like the more I watched, first I was kind of like, he's all right. But it's like the more I watched him, I just really just could see him having success, whether it's, in the passing game, mixed in where, he's got some big playability. I don't think he's that super explosive, but he has that burst to get you, the mid game, 15, 20-yard game, maybe not 70, 80-yard runs, but I just think he's gonna contribute in that offense.
Yeah, I think Breece and Kenneth Walker, they're here for a reason, and it's to come take folks' jobs. Right. I think both teams drafted them to, hey, come be RB1. Obviously, you got to compete for it, but that's what we see you as. Come prove us right as soon as we hit camp that it's your job and we're good to go. Like that's where those teams.
He gets to slide in next to someone. That's the positive. Like it's not like whereas Kenneth Walker kind of has to take Penny's job.
Yeah.
And I mean I didn't put Chris Carson in here because they say he might not play anymore. But if you slide in next to Penny, I think Hall walks in right next to Michael Carter. So they just complement each other. So it's not like it's going to be a wrestle for carries. It's like two guys.
It's going to be that committee thing. Like we were just talking about in the Bay. It's, it's going to be that committee thing. It's nice 1-2 punch, and the carries might be split per week, like depending on the game, who's hot. But I think it's a nice duo to have for their young quarterback for sure. Sid wanted to know your true feelings on James Cook.
He don't have a lot of mileage on him. That's the one thing playing at Georgia. So when you draft a guy as early as they took him, they have plans. He's going to play. And I think the question is it as more of a receiver / third down / and again with them they're always in passing situations. So it's not so much like we're going to ever be in the eye or in this downhill running situation. I just think he's a solid runner, and again seeing him run, he can run away from people. I can run away from Alabama a few times. So he's going to make plays. It's just I don't see him as a 20 carry guy, maybe like a 10 to 12 carry, 5 catch guy, 3 to 5 catch per game.
Yeah, no, like Justin said, I think he'll have a solid rookie year, and you'll see the step forward next year.
Right.
But I think they're more than again, like we were talking about with Brees and Kenneth Walker, another one of those guys where he was picked to project for where they're going to be, what they're going to mean to that team. I also like Dearness Johnson from the Browns. Yeah. Yeah, the Browns have an embarrassment of riches everywhere, man.
Right.
It's easiest one of the best rosters in the league by far. The other issue they have is that's a whole entirely different issue altogether. But that roster's stacked. That roster is stacked. Like so, yeah, you have Chubb, Hunt, and that kid.
Right.
You could do far worse than that. All right. Trying to see, was there anybody else in here that I felt any type of way about? I don't think there was. Yeah, no, I don't think there was. All right. See, this wasn't even that bad. How about that, Justin? It wasn't that bad.
Right. No, not too bad. I got one question for you. Oh. I thought I saw a picture of Lenny looking fat. I wasn't sure. I was looking on Twitter and I had a picture of Fournette. And I was like,
my man Rashad White. Yeah. That's my guy. That's my guy. He's in Tampa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my guy. Yeah. That's if like Leonard took care of his body. Yeah. Yeah.
I know a lot of the comparisons are for him to be like the old Patriots receiving backs that Brady loved before. So worst case, he at least fits his way in there. But he's a little bigger too, though. So he can take real carries.
Like the thing I like about him is he's a complete back in the size that in the physical package that he comes in. Like he's a bigger dude. He can move well enough. He's nice. Like he's really truly nice. There's nothing you're left wanting with him.
Right.
Honestly.
Right. It's funny that was my next question for y'all. Saying this out of the other group, minus Brees Hall and Kenneth Walker, who's the guy you think?
Rashad White was my guy all day long. That all day long. Ronald Jones Jr. Where'd he end up? KC, right?
I think he's gonna do well. I think he would do well. I
mean,
sometimes it's a bad fit. He was bad. That Tampa Bay thing. I think he had a couple fumbles early, and he probably ain't good in the pass game, so Brady wasn't having it. In that situation, and then I think Arians wasn't a fan of him early. So again, if he could just get going, you see little flashes here and there. I think he gets there, and that's the type of place. Daryl? What's his name? Was it Damian Williams had success there? Daryl Williams had success.
Yeah.
They have a way of they're only having you do what you do well, not trying to make you do more. And plus, add that running next to Hilaire. That's another thing.
I mean, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but like the other thing is,
no problem.
Right, you're playing running back on a team with Pat under center. Nobody cares what you do. Those boxes are gonna be light. You're going like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a little bit different. People got so many other things to worry about. Like you should be able to take advantage of it. And like you listed all the different types of guys that have taken advantage of it. Talking about pairings, I think him if he stays healthy. Clyde stays healthy, that's not a bad duo. at all. So it's a couple of those around the league where it's not just where it's by committee and it's a good group. There's a couple spots around the league where there's a bunch of guys, but you don't know where you stand because who is who, right? Oh, you said Chuba. Ha ha. On mute you are, sir.
So he's one of them guys because McCaffrey gets hurt every year. You gotta at least, you gotta be alert. He's gonna play at some point. And I mean, I don't think he's a guy that's gonna have the job to itself either. That's the thing. I'd have to look at the roster, but McCaffrey at some point is gonna go down for a few games. So I don't think he's special at all. I just think he's okay. So.
Yeah, I think he's solid, and then like you said, death taxes, and you're going to get opportunity as an RB2 in Carolina.
Right.
There's going to be opportunities. So even if he's not as good as some other guys in his class or other young guys in the league, there's a chance for him to have better production because you don't know. McCaffrey's either there, or he's not, and when he's not, like, what else is there after him?
Right.
Someone's going to have to carry the load. So. Sis asking Dante Foreman.
He had a good year. I'm not sure. Where did he go to Carolina? Where did he go? I know he had a good year without when Henry was out. Foreman actually played real well, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure where he went.
He's in Carolina.
So those are the carries. Or Chuba's carries. But then again, maybe they use Chuba in the passing game and let Foreman, as the runner.
But again, opportunities because it's foolish to think that Christian's going to get through the entire year. You would like him to, but it's been tough for him thus far. And again, maybe this will help him get through the year. Now that's two other options, right? Where you could take some off his plate. But, it's a position where you don't get a lot of love for it, but you're kind of important. Kind of truly matter. All right, man. Well, we knocked out another group, so that is a good thing. We'll figure out what we'll get to tomorrow. Oh, you said Sonny Michel.
Okay.
Is he still in the Rams?
No, he's with Miami.
He's not playing unless the first two dudes go down.
Did we put the second back up there? Wait, Edmonds and
It's Edmonds and Mostert. You got him on?
Oh, I thought that a third. Okay, yeah, Edmonds Mostert.
I mean, I don't know Darrell Henderson on the list either. I mean, he's kind of with that rest of that group.
That four, that long list of.
Yeah. That last group with 17 people in it, you can slide them in there somewhere, Sid. It's fine.
Right. Plus, you got to think about if Henderson and Sony were at that level, they wouldn't have rushed Akers back. I think.
Yeah, they fast tracked that man
and
back.
gave him the majority of the carries. And I mean, Sony had some. Sony, I don't know what happened. He started off. He changed from the player he came out of college was one player, and then the player he is in the pros is like a whole nother player. Like he was I don't want to say hilarious. He was like a scat back kind of in college, but with some power. Because he was next to Chubb. Like a lot of people, that Chubb, I think, and people thought he was the better back, and some people did. And then he gets to the pros, and I guess he became more of a the Patriots ran him downhill and played to his strengths. And now that's who he is now.
Yeah, I think he's still got to figure out who he is as a whole because it looks like he's been good enough to adapt to different roles and schemes. He got to put that thing together and just figure out. Or he's going to be one of those guys that always has a job because he can play in everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It works one of those two ways, honestly.
Zeke is a good pass. Zeke probably might be the best pass blocking back in the league, which whatever that means. I don't know if you pay that guy, make him a top 5 paid running back for that, but that's what Dallas is.
Or you can try to run him somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Just to see, just to try it.
Hey,
just to try it. Who knows?
running behind Tyler Smith.
And that's how we're gonna end today's. We're gonna thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Let us know what position group you guys want us to break down next. We'll figure things out. But we'll be back tomorrow, and obviously tomorrow will be more finals talk tomorrow. So probably more NFL talk on Thursday. Honestly, because finals game
Friday,
tonight.
Friday.
Yeah, or Friday rather.
Friday.
So we'll have Justin back on Friday. So you guys got 2 days to figure out some additional topics. The pettiness is here. Yes. Someone have
to.
Oh yeah, that list is gonna be so nasty.
Yeah. 2 hour show.
I might take 3 days, man. like the comment section is gonna be fighting. How dare you not put CD in the first group?
Right.
Where is he's better than Justin Jefferson? What are y'all doing?
Right.
It's gonna get ugly in there. But y'all have a good one, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Sid, appreciate you. We'll see y'all. I will see you guys tomorrow. Just to be back on Friday.